Morning West in the world. It's Tuesday, October 21st. And this morning we had our first of two lectures on the Industrial Revolution. In the end, the lecture itself was a fairly succinct matter this morning because we devoted a fair amount of time, of course, to the construction of paper airplanes and to trying to understand that as an example, as an illustration of the larger patterns that unfolded during the Industrial Revolution. There were the focus of the lecture itself concentrated on a couple of key questions. Number one, why is England and the British Isles, perhaps in general, the place where industrialization gets started? And we talked about a series of reasons related to sort of existing economic and social preconditions, its agricultural revolution, its population growth, its access to resources, its ideas about how to use money, that help us understand why it is Great Britain, rather than France or China or some other part of the world, where this industrial revolution takes place. We then turn to the question, how does industrialization unfold? What are the mechanisms by which this occurs? And what we saw there was that it is innovation in particular industries that is overcoming particular kinds of problems that is creating this accelerating transformative growth in the economy. The key economy was that of the cotton industry, but what we saw was that the cotton industry and the demands that it had led to growth in energy in the form of coal extraction, which in turn led to innovations in transportation as Watt invents the steam engine, which leads to the railroad. And what we could manifest that, or we could watch that pattern unfold repeatedly as it rippled out into the rest of society at large. The larger patterns, which we will be concentrating on a little more intensively on Thursday, we saw succinctly sort of illustrated in the paper airplane exercise at the beginning. And what we saw were a few noticeable trends, especially in the movements of people out of agricultural life, a predominantly agrarian society, becoming increasingly a more and more industrial economy. That is, one that is dependent on urban patterns of life, one where labor is tied to mechanical production of finished goods, and whether it's pots and pans or sheets and curtains and clothing, guns, or whatever else it may be, and we'll see as we go along sort of the ways in which the different kinds of goods that are being produced. This is going to have deep, lasting effects on the patterns of life of people in the West, but also on the way in which they relate to the world at large. And those are the kinds of themes that we're going to see unfolding steadily as we move forward from here. Looking forward to talking more with you about this on Thursday. Don't forget also to be working on your Mendoza papers, the reading and the drafting. Sign up for workshops. See you in class on Thursday morning.